To PSN Commanders Network, it's your boy JD5. Tech. I am back with another live stream. If I get to a greater God, I got to know God's big doors. And pay with my people, all my doors. Name for today's video. I'm here at the Washington Commanders. If I get too far into it, a quick verse of the day. This is from Matthew chapter 10, verse 20. It reads as follows: For it will not be you speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. So that's just saying that when you give Jesus your life, it'll be the Lord speaking through you and not yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not your own thoughts exclusively. It's, the thoughts of the Holy Spirit puts on your mind. Let's get to it. So, yeah, let's get right to it. So, JD5, Jaden Daniels, is back at practice. He went to practice today. I don't know if he practiced at a limited basis or it was like a more of a full. I don't really know, but he is back at practice. And it's interesting that he's back at practice. Let's look at what's going on. Shout out to Ford that's in the building. Appreciate Hawk pulling up. Hawk! What it do, Hawk? Look at some tweets from X real quick and we'll look at some posts. This is from let's look at so we got the Jaden Daniels injury update we were looking for. And this one basically said he's back at practice. So you might not play versus the Broncos, but it's not gonna play versus the Vikings. Commanders had week 12 off their bye week. Had some encouraging news. Even with the week off, the Commanders had one of the biggest tasks to take care of, which is to evaluate Jaden Daniels' injury, decide what to do the rest of the season. There's a huge debate whether Daniels should play again this season after this list on his elbow, but the team has put that to rest. Daniels is officially back in practice. His return likely come much sooner than expected, but just not yet. Jaden Daniels back at practice with a quick return, but still does need time. And week back is kicking off with some very positive news for Daniels, who will be returning to practice according to reports, but still a long shot to play Sunday versus the Denver Broncos. No one knew that Daniel would be returned after suffering the third injury of the season, the most gruesome of his career. But his return is now around the corner, so I predicted him to miss multiple more weeks. The return last game, but return versus Minnesota Vikings will put him right at 5 weeks. Head coach Dan Quinn said Daniels hasn't even been cleared for contact yet, but will be monitored. So he has been cleared at practice, but he's not been cleared for contact. So that might take a little while. Let's see what else here. Daniels not going to play with the Broncos, obviously. Terry McLaurin was back at practice today, too, Quinn said. So Terry McLaurin was back at practice. Noah Brown's 21-day window is also opened up, by the way. That's also interesting. I'm not expecting them for Noah Brown, bro. I'm letting y'all know now. I'm not expecting a darn thing from bro. All right, Tony, I'm ready to go find another receiver this offseason. I'm done with Noah Brown, but his 21-day window has opened up so he can audition for the other 31 team around the National Football League. But his days as a Washington Commander are over after the season. So Quinn said it was good to see Terry McLaurin on the field today during the team's walkthrough. He worked really hard and excited to see McLaurin brought the week. Dan Quinn said that Jaden Daniels will practice this week, but it's not been medically clear to play. Quinn said Daniels is unlikely to play Sunday versus Denver. So yeah, he's probably not going to suit up. But Quinn says very optimistic about Will Harris, who's in his 21-day window. So it's like he's gonna probably play. So he's excited about the possibility of McLaurin returning soon. Likes his speed and the way he moves. You need to see him repeat good days over and over throughout the week to have a better idea on his availability for Sunday in the coming days. So it's like Terry might play. We'll see. I'm begging my beloved Commanders. This is not our year. We should not risk for earnings. Our franchise quarterback in a lost year. He should have been playing at the end of a block loss and should not play again this season. We are 3-8. This is what Matthew Berry said. You know, this is the fantasy football guy. Matt, if he's really healthy and good to play and doesn't, I'll see you remain balanced my season tickets. Put the best product on the field. You know, 100% should play. So I agree. He should just play. If he's 100%. I've been never disappointed at the Commanders' take. I continue to be stunned that folks actually feel this way. Then that one has funny. Dan Quinn wasn't ready to be too optimistic. This is the A to Z Sports mock draft from Josh Taylor. Go check that out on his channel. This is right here on his channel. Go check that stuff out. JTFB, shout out to Josh Taylor. And that's pretty much about it. So that's pretty much all of the. Oh man. So Brock Purdy has thrown 100 interceptions already, apparently. Interesting. Even Lil Uzi drops 100 albums in one day. But that's not my problem. So that's quick Commanders news there. Will Harris, like he's gonna be optimistic to play Sunday. Terry McLaurin, we're not so sure yet. Jaden's back at practice, but unlikely to play. I think he'll probably play versus Minnesota. Yo, happy holidays to the Hamilton family. Thank you. Happy holidays to your family as well, my brother. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Early, by the way. I'm not so sure the early comeback this season. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. We'll see what happens. The season is scrap heap. I completely agree with that. But yeah, Jaden coming back. It's gonna be interesting. I like to see him come back to see what this team would look like going forward. And the best way to see it with Jaden Daniels. I really see a Traylon Burks injury update. We have seen one for Terry McLaurin. He's back at practice as well, but it's a walkthrough today. We'll see how he looks for the rest of the week. But it's like Terry McLaurin should be back pretty soon. Will Harris, I think Will Harris is playing Sunday night versus the Broncos. But we'll probably see Marcus Mariota one last time, and then Jaden will make his return. I know a lot of people don't want him to come back. I do get it. You don't want to see your franchise quarterback get hurt. But the same token, you got to put the best product on the field. We're evaluating the entire roster. That includes the quarterback. Even though you're not looking to draft another quarterback, you still want to evaluate him and see what his strengths, his weaknesses are. We need to work on this offseason. How does his weapons look? And the only way you can see that is if Jaden plays. You can't assess Jaden if he doesn't play. Another thing, there's a possibility Marcus Mariota might not even be here next year. So what's the point of him getting all these reps when it should go to Jaden? Jaden needs to play. Now, like I said, if it's a blowout, take him out the games like that. Like you take precautions, right? Like let's say you're down 27 in the fourth quarter, take him out, right? Game over with. But if these games are competitive, play him all 60 minutes, see what he got, see what his team got, see what you need this offseason on offense so you can assess and go attack the offseason in the correct manner. In order to do that, you need Jaden to play. You can't get a full, true assessment on the roster without your franchise quarterback. So Jaden has to play. He has to play. So everybody say, shut down Jaden. Can't. But he got hurt. Injuries happen, dog. It's the National Football League. Welcome to the National Football League. I just come with the territory, my boy. Come with the territory. Now, another thing I want to talk about is Then I want to talk about. It's right there in the title. I want to talk this Emmanuel Forbes thing. I do want to talk about that because it's been something that's been really kind of ticking me off in commander spaces, and it's really making me mad. And I don't like to be this type of person to talk like this, but excuse my French, I'm pissed off right now. So I'm gonna go on a mini rant. This won't be too crazy, but and of course it'll be including no profanity, as Pushachi would say. And so let's talk about it. So I don't know what Commanders fans' problem is, but we're really like coming at Emmanuel Forbes Jr. or coming at Adam Peters about cutting Emmanuel Forbes. And I don't know why. For what? For one, I don't know why we coming at a guy like Adam Peters about Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes, 95% of the fan base wanted him released or traded. He had a really bad sophomore campaign. He struggled his rookie season. He had a couple flashes his sophomore campaign year. But he was lit as a bust. He goes to LA, new team in San a better pass rush, and better players around him. He looks good. Now you want to blame Adam Peters. It's frustrating, bro, because two things could be true. I'm happy for Emmanuel Forbes Jr., right? Give me a second. On one hand, I am extremely happy for Emmanuel Forbes Jr. Right? On the other hand, I'm not mad at Adam Peters for getting rid of him. He wasn't playing well here. It wasn't going to work here. If Emmanuel Forbes played quarter force this year, the same thing would happen the last 2 years. We've been getting cooked, deep fried, sauteed, whatever you want to call it, it would have happened here. I don't know why I don't get that. Do we not understand that? Or am I crazy? Comment down below. Is Tech tripping or am I wrong here? Please let me know. I don't know if I'm dead wrong or not. I want to know. Because at the time that we got rid of him, almost 95% of the fan base has already voted on him. Adam Peters did not draft him. The guy that drafted him benched him several times for his play. Why do you think it was going to work here? It was over before it started. That's the truth. So I don't regret about Emmanuel Forbes getting released. No, I'm not. All right? I'm not regretting it at all. Nah. I'm happy for him, though. I'm so happy he's playing well. Do I regret the Cam and Curl thing? Yeah. We kept Cam around. I like Cam. But I don't regret nothing about Forbes at all. I don't regret nothing about Forbes. Let's assess Adam Peters' draft pick so far. I heard a lot of pundits saying he can't draft. He sucks at drafting. This team sucks because of him. He tore the team down. What team? Let's start with that. I heard someone say that AP tore the team down. What team? Jamin Davis sucked. He bounced around the league trying to land somewhere. Forbes looked better in LA than he's looked in Washington. I give you that. Jahan Dotson doing little to nothing in Philadelphia. Little to nothing. And then Chase Young, what are you talking about? Like, Chase is okay in New Orleans, right? So he got rid of all four of those. One was gone before he got here in Chase, but the other ones were gone once he got here, right? He cut Jamin, he cut Manuel, and he traded Jahan, right? Fine. I'm not mad at that. But let's look at his draft picks. First pick he ever made was Jaden Daniels. It's gone! Home run. Right? Next pick, Jeris Newton, defensive tackle, Illinois. Now, I liked Johnny Newton coming out of Illinois. Personally, right? I like Jeris. I think he's a heck of a football player. I like the film. I like the all-22s. He's like a hooper on film. And he was projected to be a first-round pick. But first, and it seems like he hasn't really found his footing in the NFL. He had some flashes last year, not as many this year. Underwhelming for sure, but I'm not getting up on Johnny Newton. So I'm going to say underwhelming, but can improve with Johnny Newton. That's my assessment. Next pick, I believe that was Mikey Samerstill, 50th pick out of Michigan. Now, we made a trade with the Eagles to go ahead and move down 10 spots. They drafted Cooper DeJean a couple picks before that. Well, the pick after we drafted Johnny, the Saints picked up Kool-Aid McKinstry. Now, did I want Kool-Aid McKinstry? Yes. Do I hate the fact he drafted Johnny Newton? No. Hindsight's always 20/20. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, we need a defensive tackle." So I'm gonna get to that real quick too before I get to the Mikey picks. Let me spin the block real quick on the Johnny thing. Shout out my guy was a Dave Letterman, whatever his name is. Shout out my guy on Facebook who's talking about the situation, and we need a D tackle. It's why he's a GM and you're not. We didn't need one at the time. Yes, correct. We didn't need one at the time. We had Deron, we had John, all that, right? Fine. We didn't need one at the time. But now, John Allen's in Minnesota. You picked up Javon Kinlaw, which is a great pickup, by the way. And now, guess what now? Deron Payne on his last year of his contract at a $28 million cap hit. Do you think Deron Payne will be here next year? If they don't extend Deron, he's gone. Do you think they want to extend Deron? Probably. Deron is about to play his last down to Washington Commander. So guess who has to play now? You guessed it. You guessed it, Johnny Newton. But who had the hindsight to understand that and look at the cap numbers? Your GM, Adam Peters. But he can't draft, though. 50th pick in the draft was Mikey Samerstill in 2024. I'm going to give it a B. I think it's a solid pick. He struggled this year. Mikey has struggled this year. But last year, I said he went outside and looked good. Inside. I think Mikey's a boundary corner. I just don't think he's a nickel. Every time he goes in a nickel, he gets deep fried. Every single time. He goes to the boundary, you hear less noise. He plays better on the outside. I think he should stay on the outside. But overall, assessment, he's had 7 career interceptions. He has forced turnovers. He has 1 forced fumble. And I think forced fumble and recovery on the same play, by the way. Mikey is a feisty player that forces turnovers, but does have physical limitations, which I do. I do see that on tape. But overall, solid player. Definitely a NFL starting corner. Is he a Pro Bowler? Probably not. But is he a really good NFL starting corner when the lights are on and he's locked in? Yes, I think he's a very, very good NFL starting corner. And he might have a Pro Bowl in his future. It might be before the end of his rookie deal. Mikey is not. Also, no more Mikey on punt returns, please. I very appreciate that. But yeah, nonetheless, Mikey Sanders was a solid NFL player. I like what I see from Mikey. I say he's been getting cooked, but I see he has physical limitations, and that is shown on tape. And I do understand those, so I will give him a little bit of a pat for some of the things I see on tape. He just has physical limitations. He doesn't have great recovery speed, and he's 5'9". You know what I'm saying? So I can't really attack when he's covering guys like 6'4", like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of tough. But nonetheless, he's feisty. He plays the whistle. He's tough. He's great in run game. He stick his nose into everything. His nose around the football. He's a solid NFL player. He does have 3 interceptions on the season. So, nonetheless, solid NFL player is Mikey Sanders. Now, the 52nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Commanders did select Ben Sinnott out of Kansas State. Like Ben Sinnott a lot, right? Only caught 2 touchdowns in his career. I think he only has 7 career catches. He's incomplete. And the same guy I was talking to on Facebook, he was saying, "Oh, he's a whiff." Can't say he's a whiff. He didn't got opportunities. He hasn't had opportunities. And the little ones he's had, he's taken advantage of them, right? So I'm gonna say it's incomplete for Ben Sinnott. So quick recap so far. Jaden Daniels, pow! Knock out of the park. Home run. Jeris Newton, underwhelming. So I can't say it's a single. It's a single. It's a little to first base. It's a single. Mikey Sanders too. I'm gonna say it's a double. Mikey has been a solid football player for the Commanders. It's a double. Not a triple, not a home run, but it's definitely a double. It's a very solid NFL player, very good player. Ben Sinnott is an incomplete. We're still down 0-2, trying to strike out or trying to hit the ball. We don't know what he is. I think it's a third round. With the 67th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Commanders did select Brandon Coleman, tackle/guard at TCU. He started 14 games in his rookie season. Played very well for a rookie, right? He had his struggles. He had his tough games. He had some good games too, right? But he wasn't a full-time left tackle. And I could agree with that, right? So they traded for Lerman Tunsil. So I was thinking, hey, Brandon Coleman go right tackle. Great. Draft the left guard and call it a day. And then they drafted Josh Conley Jr., right? Which we'll get to another time. But when the left guard this year struggled, Chris Paul took his job, and the rest is history. He's been inactive, and now he's kind of like this jumbo package tackle type of guy. It's just weird. So I'm gonna say Brandon Coleman right now is underwhelming. He's a single. Decent player, but has not really fed the hype. Like he hasn't been very, very good, but he hasn't been very, very bad either. But when he's been bad, he's been bad. When he's been good, he's been good. But the inconsistencies are definitely there. Definitely a single to first base for one Brandon Coleman. With the 100th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, I wanted to draft Troy Franklin, but the Commanders did select Luke McCaffrey, wide receiver out of Rice. Now, Luke McCaffrey had 17 catches, 186 yards his first year. His second year, he had about the same amount of catches before he got hurt. He had about 215 yards, I think. Let me go ahead and look up Luke McCaffrey's stats real quick. Let's look up Luke McCaffrey's statistics real quick. 24 years of age, 6'2", 195. Luke had 11 catches. He had 7 less catches. So, he played 17 games last year. 18 catches, 168 yards, 9.3 yards per catch, and no touchdowns. This year, oh, by the way, 24 targets, by the way. Keep that in mind. Only 15 targets, only 9 games played, 11 receptions, 203 yards, 18.5 yards a catch, 250 yards too, by the way. That does kind of, and a 43 yarder too. So they kind of, increase his numbers a little bit with the yards per catch. But 203 yards and 3 touchdowns. The 6-yarder versus the Falcons, the 43-yarder versus the Raiders, and then the 31-yarder versus the Bears. So we've seen Luke McCaffrey produce decently, right? In his little bit, only 15 targets, caught 11 of them. It's a very high percentage. 18 for 24 ain't bad either. I'm gonna get this one. I mean, he's a great kick returner. I'm gonna get this one a double. Like, I think Luke deserves more opportunities. Hence why I really want a wide receiver 2, and then I want to just let Luke get his chance to be wide receiver 3 on this team. And I hope he does get the opportunity. I like Luke McCaffrey. And if you get wide receiver 3, he's the first guy off your bench. Like, I love Luke McCaffrey to be the new De'Ami Brown of this offense. To be the first guy off the bench, or to have the chance to be the wide receiver 3 on this team. I like Luke. I like what he's been doing. He's a great kick returner. I think he made some outstanding catches at wide receiver. I think he just needed more opportunities to see what he has. And it sucks that he got hurt. But I'm going to get it done. Now, second base. 5th round pick. I think it was the 174th pick in the draft. We didn't have a 4th round pick in 2024, but we had 2 5th rounders. One was Dominic Hampton. This is a complete F. This is strike and miss. Strikeout. He's no longer on the roster. He got cut after a terrible preseason game in preseason week 1 versus the New England Patriots. He was cut after that, so he's no longer on the roster, which means he's a swing and miss. Torn labrum. Strikeout. Get out of here. Next. With the 189th pick, I believe it was Jordan McGee out of Temple. Now, he didn't play his rookie season, so he was incomplete for his rookie year. This sophomore campaign don't look too bad. He's finally got to play and doesn't look too bad. Like, he's had some good moments. He's had some bad moments. But there's some promise here. Jordan McGee right now is an incomplete. He right now, to me, he is 1-1. And you're trying to get a hit. Like, he's one of those. Like, he's an incomplete. The at-bat is still in progress with Jordan McGee. But I've liked what I've seen in this sophomore campaign when he had a chance to play. He's playing more. He's making more mistakes. And he's also making more plays. So it's a tit for tat here. I'm not really mad about that one. So that's an incomplete for me for now. And then Javonte Jean-Baptiste was the last 7th-round pick. Forgot what pick it was in the draft. Also, going to get this one incomplete because he got hurt both his years. I think he got hurt in the rookie year. And then he got hurt this year with a torn pec muscle. And I think his season's over. They haven't activated him or open his 21-day window yet. So I think his season's done. But yeah, it's an incomplete for me with Javonte Jean-Baptiste. So let's look at the entire 2024 draft class again. Jaden Daniels, home run. Jazon Newton, I'm going to look at him as a single. That's all right. Oh, he's an incomplete. That's he's a single, I think, right now. I think I see it was a single. Cool. Mikey Sammer still is a double. Ben Sinnott is at bat in progress. He's incomplete. Brandon Coleman, also at bat in progress, incomplete. I might give him I gave him a single for Brandon Coleman. Right now, Brandon Coleman is a single. Luke McCaffrey's a double. Solid kick returner, really good special teams player. He's made some plays on offense. Need more opportunities. Dominic Hanson just strike out. He's down the roster. Jordan McGee, right now, at bat in progress, incomplete. And then Javonte Jean-Baptiste, also at bat in progress, incomplete. So, we got a single, we got a double, got another single. These players are contributors, though. Like, Ben Sinnott is a really good blocker. I want to see more of the pass catcher. I didn't draft you in the second round to be a blocking tight end. I drafted you in the second round to catch the football. It's time to sit Zach Ertz down, and it's time to play Ben Sinnott. Let's cut the nonsense here, okay? I love Zach Ertz. I'm the biggest Zach Ertz fan in this fan base. I like when he was like, but that does not mean it doesn't mean it's time for him not to sit down. It's time for him to sit down. It's time to see Ben Sinnott, bro. So I would say this is right now, today, it's a C+ draft class. Jaden's really holding it up a lot, but Mikey has been very good at times. Mikey's gotten cooked this year too. But nonetheless, I think if you move Mikey outside on a permanent basis, even with physical limitations, I think he'll be fine. I think he can thrive in the slot, but I think right now he's struggling so much in the nickel that I wouldn't even want to play him in the nickel anymore. Oh, yeah. Ertz is cooked. Like, not cooked like he can't play the game, but I think Zach Ertz is at a point where you need young blood in there. You need a YN in there. And Ben Sinnott is the guy you drafted him with the 52nd pick in the draft. Play him. For God's sake, just play him. Like, our season's done. Yeah, Jaden's about to come back. That's cool, but our season is over. You can make it look respectable, but who cares? At this point, you need to assess the young guys on the roster, see what you got. So you need to see what you need in the offseason. There's some tight ends in the offseason. There's a David Njoku up there. There's some guys out there. And if Benson ain't the receiving tight end you're looking for, you need to go get one. It's a Kyle Pitts that's going to probably be out there because you're not going to franchise that. Now, the Falcons could very well resign a Kyle Pitts, but you know what I'm saying. Like, there's some tight ends out there in free agency that's worth a darn. That'll be upgrades of what Zach Ertz has been giving us. I love Zach Ertz, and it's not a shot against him. He just don't get no yak, and he's just too old. And he's still dropping the football. Gotta move on. Team. Before he was in Madrid. Interesting. That's very interesting. If they did, honestly, they need to cut him. Like, if they really have soured on, just cut him. Cut the kid. Let him get opportunities. Don't hold him hostage here. Either play him or get rid of him. But something needs to be done. Something. Let's look at the 2025 draft class. And I hate doing this. They're rookies, bro. Rookie season ain't even done yet. But y'all pissing me off, bro. Golly. Not you guys. Not the PSN family. But Commanders fans who don't know what the freak they talking about. First round. 29th pick overall. Josh Colley Jr. out of Oregon. Now, has Josh Colley been getting whooped? And have I called out Josh Colley on this channel this year? Heck yeah, I have. But as Josh Colley played better as of late, heck yeah, he's played a lot freaking better. And I've liked what the freak I've seen out of freaking Josh Colley. I think he's had some really good games, some really bad games. There's some games where he's kind of quiet and he's been solid. Inconsistent, but he lacks play strength. And that we said that come out of Oregon for him. He lacked play strength. So it was going to take a while for him to really get acclimated. But it seems like he's starting to. I won't give a grade for these guys. I'm gonna just give you a quick assessment of them. I'm not gonna grade a rookie 11, 12 game. I'm not doing that. This is wrong. This is wrong. I think it's evil. It's not cool. I'm not doing it. But I will say he has been improving. Now, the 57th pick in the draft, we drafted Trey Amos out of Ole Miss. I thought Trey was a first-round pick, personally. I think it's great now. This is the best draft pick we had. Trey Amos has been phenomenal. Has he gotten cooked? Yes. Who has? Mikey's been getting deep fried, right? So not gonna attack a guy like Trey Amos here. But he's played well. And he's hurt now. It sucks. But pray out the bro that he gets healed up soon. And he comes back healthy next year. 4th round pick with the 123rd pick, we did draft Jalen Lane in the 4th round. Jalen Lane is an interesting player. He makes the toughest catches easy. He makes the easiest grabs the hardest thing in the world. He's an enigma to me. He is so weird. But he's a great returner. I love him as a punt returner. I wish he had more opportunity, but our defense sucks so much. We don't get a chance to even use the weapon that we have. Jalen, the punt return. We did a punt return for a touchdown. The couple of big catches, made a flash or two. He's interesting. I think Lane has all the tools to be a slot machine. He feels like Jamison Crowder, but faster and more explosive and more twitchy. Y'all remember JCI. I love Jamison Crowder, by the way. I think Jamison Crowder is the perfect comp to a Jalen Lane, right? And also from the Carolinas, like Jamison Crowder. So he's from South Carolina, like Jamison from North Carolina, but you get my point here. Jalen Lane could explode in year 2. He has to fix the hand issue, though. He has to catch the ball better. But outside of that, I don't have any complaint with the route running, with the creating separation. He's got to catch football. He's going to work on that. That's been his Achilles heel. But I do like the talent. I think he's interesting. Exactly. I completely agree with that. Give me one moment. Sorry about that. I'm still under the weather. So also I want to apologize to you guys if I continue. I have been a little sick lately, guys. So I've only been doing YouTube shorts. I did like about 10, 15 shorts before I got sick. And those have been the content I've been giving you guys. I do apologize about me being not able to do long form content like this. This had been 100%. Still not, unfortunately. But to God be the glory. I can come to you guys with another video. But yeah. So we talked about Lane, Amos, and Connolly. Cam Madrano to me is an incomplete. He hasn't played. I don't know what he is. So let's move on. And then Bill Krosky Merritt. I think with the 256 pick in the draft. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is an interesting player. Like, he came out like gangbusters. He's quiet down a little bit. But I do think the talent is there. I think he's running a little bit more hesitant because he's fumbled. That's been, I think I kind of peeped. And also, I think that Cliff isn't put him in the best position to succeed. I think his best runs to the outside, but he keeps running inside. I think we need to run him outside more. But you do have to run the duos and all that. You just don't want to be, predictable and run counters and tosses all day. Just don't want to do that, right? So you got to run them inside a little bit. I think 50-50, run them inside and outside, I think would be cool. I think Bill's a really good running back. I don't think he's all full time. I think they're realizing that themselves, which is why they're playing Chris Rodriguez more. So that one, I'm not gonna grade it, but I do think he's probably a low end RB1 at best. Maybe a mid-tier one if he can really turn it up. I don't think Bill will ever be a top 10 running back in football. That's okay. It's a 7th round pick. I'm not going for it. But yeah, I think Juice should be looking for RB1 this offseason. If Breece Hall's available, right? And I think he's like the best running back available, right? There's another high-end running back who should be available. Let me look that up real quick. Okay, so these are notable running backs that will be free agents in 2026. Now, let me give y'all ages too, because that's also a big part. This is actually a pretty decent running back class when it comes to free agents. So the most notable one is Breece Hall, but also Kenneth Walker. Second, also a free agent, slated to be a free agent. Kenneth Walker is 25 years and 1 month of age. He was born on October 20th of 2000, so he just turned 25. He's a heck of a back. I really like Kenneth Walker a lot. He will be 26 years old next year, though. In season, so he'll be turning 26 during the NFL season. I like him though. I think him and Bill will complement each other better than a Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is a more explosive back, but also I just really like what Kenneth Walker brings. So that's something I do want to keep in mind. Kenneth Walker probably won't get tagged by the Seahawks. He's probably about to go into free agency. Look at Breece Hall, Kenneth Gainwell, who's solid. He's more of a depth back though. Your boy B-Rob, free agent. You want to bring him back? Emmanuel Wilson's another guy, but he's a restricted free agent. He'll probably go back to his team. Chris Rodriguez is also a free agent for us. Isaiah Pacheco's a free agent for the Chiefs. Ty Chandler is another guy I like to come out of college, but he's getting a little older now. I think we'll pass on him. Sean Tucker was another depth running back. He's a guy that is a restricted one, so he'll probably go back to his original team, but you never know. Rachaad White, another one who carried the load a little bit for Tampa a couple years ago, but now he's more of a depth running back himself, but he can carry the load if need be. He's another interesting guy. Our guy Jeremy Nichols also a free agent, but he's about to turn 30. Kind of looking to get a little younger at the running back position. So, Raheem Mostert old as heck. I'm good. Jerome Ford's interesting. Another interesting back there as well. Elijah Mitchell is a guy that played well for San Francisco, but hasn't really done anything since. But he's another. Travis Etienne. I would subscribe to Travis Etienne. I would personally, but not mine at all. Najee Harris, probably good. He's good. He tore Paul's Achilles. Stuff. Austin Eckler. So we got 3 free agent running backs, y'all. So we're gonna have to kind of load up this running back room again. Javonte Williams, he's getting paid by Dallas, but Rico Dowdle, these are some interesting running backs in this running back free agency class. You need to find out if Bills are RB1 or not. And do it now. I love C-Rod. C-Rod is not an RB1 in this league. Please miss me with the nonsense. It's time to find out what the freak you have in goddamn Bill and do it quick, fast, in a hurry. You have 6 games. Figure it out. Is he a running back one or not? And if he's not, go get one of these boys. You got Kenneth Walker, you got Breece Hall. I said, got Travis Etienne. You got guys. You got guys in that free agency class who could be RB1 today on this football team. Just like you need to find out what you have in Jalen and Luke McCaffrey. Because there's some free agency wide receivers that aren't half bad either. Look at those real quick. So it's kind of a quick recap. Adam Peters has not done a bad job, personally, in my opinion. Has he been perfect? No. Could he be better? Yes. I will give him. I mean, I will talk about trades. Trade for Lemon Tunzel, trade for Debo. I think those were both A trades. Both of those guys have been a huge contributor to the football team. The Marshall Lattimore one's a whiff. I can live with a whiff. It sucks, but I live with it. So he's been decent at trading for players. He's been decent at trading players away. He traded John Ridgeway for a pick swap. That wasn't bad. He got a 3rd round pick out of Jahan Dotson. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good value. Give a 5th though, but it's a pick swap. But he got a 3rd out of it. You know what I mean? So, and Jahan done nothing to Philadelphia. So, no. So he's been good at trading for players. His free agency pickup like Frankie Lou has been solid. Probably regret picking up Bobby Wagner back up again this year. Not regretting Ertzdale at all per se. Will Harris been okay, but he got hurt, so kind of sucks. What else? Javon Kinlaw been great. I love Javon Kinlaw. Right? He's extended Terry McLaurin. He's extended Sam Cosmi. So he's done a decent job. I don't know why. I guess he's not Howie Roseman, and Howie Roseman's our division. So him not being Howie, now AP sucks. No. We need to stop. Back to these free agent wide receivers. Let me get out of here, right? Here's some notable ones in their age. Mike Evans is 32 years old. I'm good. He's 32. He's come off a nasty collarbone break now. So I'm going to leave Mike Evans in Tampa. He needs to retire in Tampa. Christian Kirk, 29 years old. A little older than I want. I'm not going to. I wouldn't scoff at a Christian Kirk. Especially if Cliff is still here. If Cliff is still here, I wouldn't scoff at Christian Kirk. He's a decent guy. Now, he won't be my only guy. Christian Kirk will be an addition to a plethora of wide receivers. Like Christian Kirk would be a guy I pick if I picked up 3 new receivers, right? That's how I'm looking at it as. Jacoby Myers, another one. These are guys I want to personally target. If I was Adam Peters, I'm gonna give you like 5 guys I'm gonna target, and I'm gonna get out of here. So I would target Tutu Atwell. Personally. I really like Tutu Atwell a lot. I think Tutu Atwell is a great fit with Jaden Daniels. Another guy can take the top off the defense, and he could teach a guy like Jalen Lane. Great fit. I would love Tutu Atwell. Personally. Jawan Jennings, the former 49er. This makes sense. He's like a Noah Brown clone. He's younger than Noah Brown by a year and a half. Just makes sense here. Raheem Shaheed. Now, I love Raheem Shaheed. I like Tutu Atwell a lot, but I prefer Raheem Shaheed. That's a good fit. Jahan Dotson, anyone? Let me stop. I mean, I actually wouldn't mind it, actually. But he'd be lower on my target list. Of course, the elephant in the room, Brandon Ayuk, when he gets cut by the Niners, that's the biggest one, right? But yeah. Wanda Robinson's another one. I wouldn't mind a combination of Wan'Dale Robinson and Ayuk. Or if you believe in Luke, you can pick a Wan'Dale by himself and I can roll with it. But if you pick two receivers, the combination of Ayuk and Robinson or Raheem Shaheed and Wan'Dale. Oh my God. That speed you're bringing to your wide receiver room is crazy. Crazy. I would take either or, but I would say Wan'Dale is younger. He's not 25 yet. So I would probably prefer Wan'Dale Robinson because he's younger. But Raheem Shaheed, that speed is crazy. That speed. Oh, Kendrick Bourne's another guy, but he's 30. He's playing well, so I wouldn't argue with it. Pickens is not leaving Dallas, so I might be thinking about George Pickens. Alec Pierce is another guy. He's interesting. OZ back, anybody? You want OZ back? You want Alame Zacchaeus back? I wouldn't hate it as a depth guy. But yeah. I think we have our depth. I'm really looking for starters at this point. I think your depth of Lane, McCaffrey, and you pick up Traylon Burks back up, I think those are great depth wide receivers. I think your depth is fine. You would need a guy to start, right? If you believe in Luke, you want another guy to come off the bench as well. You want 6 wide receivers in this offense. You got your depth and you got one starter, right? You got Terry, Traylon Burks, if you bring him back, Luke, and Jalen. So looking for at least one more starter, probably 2, if you want your wide receiver core to be insane. But if you want to be pretty good and you trust Jaden to distribute the ball correctly like you should, you probably need one legit guy. But also would draft a guy. So you either draft a guy and pick up Wan'Dale, or you go over he draft a guy, you draft a guy. You probably have to go with one of these receivers. It's going to cost you money, a lot of money to get 2 of them. So Wan'Dale's a guy, he Shaheed, of course, Brandon Ayuk when he's released. Won't mind Tyquan Thornton, another guy who's interesting and super young. I'm looking for young and high ceiling, but also brings like a quality to the game that's elite. I'm looking for speed. I'm looking for a guy to get the top off. Because Jalen Lane can, but his hands are so iffy. So I want another guy to take top off. Alec Pierce, obviously, that's it. I'm not even thinking about George Pickens. He's not going anywhere. Wan'Dale Robinson, like I said. Wouldn't mind a Jahan reunion, but it's kind of a more of on the low end of things. Raheem Shaheed, like I said. Tutu Atwell. Wouldn't mind bringing back Debo, and I wouldn't mind bringing in Christian Kirk either. Those are guys I'm targeting. I don't want to target Debo because he's played here already, and he's incumbent, and he's pretty decent at what he does. I think he's a really solid football player. But if I did bring Debo in, I had to bring someone else in on top of that too. So it would be a combination of Debo and a draft pick, or Debo and probably a Wan'Dale. Yeah. A Wan'Dale and Debo ain't bad. Bring back Debo and bring in Wan'Dale Robinson ain't a bad idea. Or like yeah. De'Ami Brown, anybody? I'm kidding. Actually, I'm not kidding. De'Ami on a 1-year prove-it deal. When you bring Debo back, it's also not a bad idea. But I'm not a big De'Ami guy. You guys know that. But yeah, one of the guys I'll be targeting for wide receiver. If I go to edge rusher real quick, a lot of old heads here. I know I said when I get younger, I would target Trey Hendrickson. I would personally do that. I'm good on Joey Bosa. I'm going to Leonard Floyd. I'm good on Denico Autry. Yatir Gross-Matos is another interesting player. He is intriguing. Draymond Jones is another interesting guy. Arden Key's a little too up there in age for me. Joseph Asai. He's younger though. He has the age. Joe Tryon. Around the league a little bit. Quiddy Pay. I would subscribe. Aziz Ojolari. I would subscribe. Kavion Chason. But these are more depth guys. I'm not looking at them as starters. I would subscribe. Marcus Davenport, I'm good on. Peyton Turner, I'm good on. Boy, Moffitt. The Seahawks attack him. I truly believe they'll attack him. Joshua Uche, probably good on. David Ajabo, I'm interested because of his age. I think he has some potential. And that's pretty much about it. These other guys aren't really worth talking about. Yeah, that's about it. Not much here. But those are the guys I'll be interested in. Like the guys I'll be interested in as a starter, like a true impact player. Only one of those. That's pretty interesting, right? But yeah, some of these other guys, like say like David Ajabo, Dyer Gross-Matos, Tremont Jones, AJ Epinesa, maybe. He's really good against the run. I'm going Derek Barnett. Quiddy Pay, guy I'm definitely interested in. Aziz Ojolari, for sure. And Kavion Chason, guys. I'm looking at Aziz as maybe a starter. Like, I saw him produce in New York. I don't know what the hell's going on in Philadelphia. Don't ask me no questions. I don't know what the heck is going on in Philadelphia. I don't know. Don't ask me questions. I really don't know. But Aziz is interesting. And then Kavion Chason. It's another guy that, he's more of a depth guy, but he's still relatively young. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Crap. Didn't know your game, sir. Oh, I apologize. I should have subscribed to Kavion Chason. That's a good ball. Oh, shoot now. See, I don't watch a lot of New England Patriots football, so excuse me on that. But the last 2 years of Kavion Chason's career hasn't been half bad. He had 5 sacks last year for the Raiders. Had 7 so far this year for the Patriots. He starts to show that true first round pick potential. Okay, Kavion. Okay. Hey, Mr. Chason. I see you, sir. Interesting. I was wrong. See, I was Jacksonville days. Oh, shoot. Got average 6 sacks these last couple seasons. Okay. I'm interested. But that will do for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. You guys a quick news update with JD5 and some of the guys. Gave you guys a Emmanuel Forbes, do I regret it or not. A quick assessment of Adam Peters. And also free agents for you guys. So like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Love you guys. Have a good one. I get some sleep. I gotta get up at 4 in the morning to go to work. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace, love, and blessings. Till next time. Peace.